Greetings, comrades, and welcome to How the Red Was Won, a podcast about organizing in the South, Texas fascism, and how to fight back. I am your host, as always, Jen Big Nasty, and just right off the bat, if you like this project and you want to support it, find me on Patreon, give me a few bucks, it helps a lot, I appreciate it. So today we have a special guest. Deakin is somebody that I met off of TikTok. So social media can be real life sometimes, y'all. So they are a creator on TikTok, obviously a writer, a poet, an artist, an activist, and of course a worker. Deakin lives in Mississippi, and I'm very excited to talk to him just about his art. The title of this episode is Art as a Weapon. And so that's something I'm really interested in learning about, just how they got into art and what ways that we can all use art and artistic expression as part of our, communist propaganda. So, Deakin, thank you so much for being here and welcome to the podcast.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, hell yeah. So let's just jump right into it. I kind of wanted to start with a little bit of your background as an artist. Is this, have you always been a writer? How did you get into art and how has it evolved, over your life?
Absolutely. I've always been an artist. I haven't always been a writer, though. When I was younger, I was very into visual arts. So things like drawing, painting. And as I got older, I just fell out of it. I just wasn't interested in it anymore. But then I started getting into music. And that was my middle school era, if you will. And then I got into writing in high school. And I've been writing ever since. I just recently got into poetry, though. Essays was what I was rocking with before.
Nice. How did you get into... Oh, okay. Yeah. How did you get into poetry? How did that evolution occur?
I'm going to be honest, boredom. Spontaneous.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was just like, hold on, that kind of rhymes. And I was like, it rhymed and it hit in a way that wasn't song worthy, but... And I was like, we can do something else with it. And then I did. And that was actually the CIA poem. I don't know if you've heard it. That was one of the...
Right. I mean, I watched a lot of your stuff. It's all good. And you could, because it's TikTok, right, is where I see you at least. So you're also, you're reciting it yourself, which is, performance art on top of just the fact that you wrote it, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of all aspects. Yeah. You post a lot. Do you write often? Is this something you're sitting at work, you have an idea?
Absolutely. Every day, all day. I literally have 3 open notebooks around me right now. I love to write. I write TikToks, I write music, I write poems, I write video essays. I'm working on a video essay on gender, sex, and social constructs. I've been working on it for 6 months now, just research and writing. I haven't even started recording yet, but to answer your question, yes, I'm writing all the time.
Beautiful. And I guess I already skipped ahead and forgot to ask you for your plugs. So let's go ahead and just tell people how they can find this art of yours.
Absolutely. Basically any social media, be it YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Substack, any of those, you can just search Deakin Stockman and it will be the first or the second option. I don't know.
Who is this imposter?
What was I just gonna say?
Finding you online? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know all of the certain punctuations I have in each different username, but if you just search my name, you'll be able to find me.
Okay, cool. And you said you have a Substack as well.
I do. That's where I post.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, okay, cool. I will I'll throw those links as well in the show notes for sure, so we can all find you and follow you. Okay, so you've been creating your whole life, it seems like. So how did that, or did it even, tie into your political radicalization, and where do those two things intersect?
I don't, not it. My writing didn't really get political until about 3, maybe 4 years ago. Up until, after I graduated high school, there was a pretty large moment in my life. I got kicked out of my house for reasons I'll let you figure out. Um, and going through that situation of homelessness and having to find refuge with people in a different state that I had never been in before, um, it gave me a lot to think about, and I wanted to remember it, and so I started writing it down.
Mm.
And then from that, I noticed the systemic issues as opposed to individual ones, and that's what really got me turning towards socialism. So in that way, the art led to politics as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I like that so many Americans, Westerners specifically, have a personal struggle. Something bad happens, they end up in a situation that's out of their control, and I mean, it is a personal situation, right? Like, you are having personal struggles, but they have a hard time zooming back and understanding that it's actually a systemic problem.
Yeah.
Did you find theory through this as well?
I was already fairly well read, I'm not going to lie. Like, I read the Communist Manifesto. I got really interested into that. I attempted reading Das Kapital. That didn't really work out so well. And after that, I kind of gave up, and I was like, oh, this commie shit is real hard. And then after that situation, absolutely, I was like, let's go back and check this out. And I looked up beginner socialist theory, and I found things like the principles of communism, super short, super easy to understand. I would say wage, labor, and capital, and value, price, and profit they're pretty base level, and they really, really get into this, not this, not the like, it's not brief. It's pretty thorough, but it's also like the basis of everything else. It's like capital, but condensed. If you
Yes, yeah. Wage labor is so great because capital is intimidating. Like, it's ridiculous. My reading group met this morning, and we are about 45 pages away from being done with it. We just passed the 1 year mark of starting it, right? Like,
Okay.
and this is, we meet weekly. We read about 20 to 30 pages a week and meet and discuss. But it's taking us a full year to get through it. And I know that can be off-putting, right? Like, it's fucking tedious and time-consuming, and I don't think everybody has to read Capital, right? I think that, the content that you and I both create is a great entry point, and then things like Principles, that's always the first, like,
Classic.
theory book. Yeah. As well as Wage Labor, really gets into what is in Capital without the other 850 pages of history and everything.
Right.
And not to say that people shouldn't read
The
it.
manifesto is also really good. But I feel like the manifesto is a lot more valuable to people who have been working for a while. Like, I don't think the manifesto would hit as hard for like an 18, 19, 20-year-old. But like a 30-year-old reading the manifesto for the first time, I've seen is much more impactful to not older, but people who have more experience in the workforce, because they can relate to a lot of the things better than just watching it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point as well. Like, different, and this goes for any sort of art or literature, like, different things will speak to you differently at different points in your life, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the manifesto is great, but I think that is a brilliant point, is that it might not always be the best entry text, at least not for like a college age student or something. Right. Yeah, very cool.
Not that they can't read it, because you could still gather from it. I just feel like it would be a little bit less relatable.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. It is the I have like a stack of them somewhere around here. We give them out. We don't force it on anybody, but with the mutual aid with the homeless community that we do here, we always have copies of the manifesto for people, just in case they're interested in reading it. I do wish that we gave out Principles instead, but you can get the manifesto for like $3 a piece, and Principles is closer to like 10, and so it's just like economically better for us to get the manifesto. Yeah. All right, let's get back into art. So,
yes,
art as a form of propaganda I'm not an art history kid, but like, as far as I know, like, these two things have gone hand in hand since like forever, right?
Absolutely. Things like religious painting, like the idea of using art to persuade, I feel like that's probably not what it was made for, but what it quickly
Mhm.
turned into after its inception.
That is a lot of sense. So how have you managed to find your, your artistic voice and how that you personally like fit into, everything around us, the current political environment?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I have yet.
Oh shit.
I
Yeah.
I just I make what comes to mind, and I there's definitely more I could be doing to further a more important goal. Um, but as of right now, being in college and working full time, and just having this insane desire to research and study things, I not that that's an excuse. You should still be doing things, but yeah, I don't feel like I have much of a specific place, if that makes sense.
It does, but I also think that you're selling yourself short a little bit, which I
Okay.
mean, being humble is great. But this is an opportunity for a little self bragging and
Okay.
and just thinking about you know, because I think that you have a platform, right? Like you use these social media platforms as propaganda, right? And we both do, right? Like this is kind of how we found each other.
That's
um
exactly how we found each other.
yeah. And so I think that I mean, maybe it's hard to articulate. But like the way that you in particular are using your art as propaganda, I mean, I think you do a brilliant job of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, and yeah, I like that you say you haven't quite found exactly where you fit into the current political movement yet, and I think that's humble and that is good. What do
I
you
also,
what are,
oh, I'm sorry.
go ahead. No,
So
go
I would
ahead.
also argue that it keeps me versatile. I feel I don't want to pigeonhole into like a specific what is my niche. I would rather not that I'd rather not have one. I genuinely haven't found one, but I also think it's like cool to still be in that searching zone, that like trying out
Hmm.
a lot of different things. And I just so happen
Yes.
to be good at all of them. I'm just kidding.
Amazing how that works
Right?
out.
Crazy. Sorry, I'm the best
uh,
in the room.
what are you studying in school right now?
I am majoring in philosophy and minoring
Whoa,
in political science and sociology.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then wow, philosophy, poli sci, and you said in sociology.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice.
Yes.
Um, do you? I know like the liberal arts in general. There is a lot of crossover, right? I was briefly a sociology major before I realized that that's not a field you can make any money in. And so I
Very
changed it.
true. Very true.
Um, do you find that because I assume that most of the political science classes you're taking are like bourgeois poli sci, like
I was just
that's what is taught.
no, for sure.
Yes.
Economics in universities is not economics, it's capitalist economics only.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
they're not teaching anything but capitalist economics, unfortunately.
Right.
So yeah, but I also not just economics, but political science in general. Like it's very capitalist. I can't think of another fancy word
I
to
mean, that's what bourgeois economics. Yeah.
that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um which
Is
sucks, but
is that tough?
it's tough. But it's also not. I like my participation in it is obviously as a contrarian because I obviously disagree, which my
Hmm.
professor is not a fan of. Um,
Hmm.
but it also I don't mind it per se because like existing in a capitalist society, you're already bombarded with it.
Hmm.
But being able to similar to how before Karl Marx wrote well not wrote but discussed communism, he critiqued capitalism. So I do think it's
Hmm.
important to understand the systems that be in order to change them, if that makes sense.
Hmm. I bet you drive your professors fucking crazy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. My favorite thing in the world.
And and even coming at it, not even to be contrarian, but like the fact that you've read Capital and you understand, because like you said, like Capital is a critique of capitalism. It's not even about communism, right? And and coming into a poli-sci or a bourgeois economics class with this understanding, when and I don't know your professors obviously, but a lot of them have not read these things. They've only studied like bourgeois economics and the micro and the macro and the like the very basics of that without even having understood like Marx's critique of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah.
I've learned to not use the boogeyman words, the
Yeah.
communism, Marxism. I'll throw in socialism, but rather
Mm.
I just like dissect what they're saying from an obviously Marxist point of view. Which
Mm-hmm.
irritates them because they can't just be like, "Oh, that's communism; it's bad." They have to actually engage with what's being said, which is far more
Uh-huh.
effective than being perceived as someone they can immediately shut down.
Right. Right. Ooh, I bet you drive them crazy. I love that for you. uh okay. So I just want to talk a little bit about like what's going on in Mississippi right now. Like what like are you a member of any org? Like are you in DSA, PSL, any of those types of things? And what's going on in your local community that you're involved in?
Absolutely. I'm not involved in any org, and unfortunately, I'm not nearly as active in my community as I could be. Um, Very, very busy, I am.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
but also, I'm very constricted because I don't have a vehicle, and
Oh no.
Mississippi is very spread out, if you will.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So those are some obstacles. But when I lived in Florida, which was a hot minute ago, but to discuss the things that I have done,
Mm-hmm.
I worked with a lot of mutual aid that I discovered through being homeless in Florida. And after I bettered my situation via privilege, to be completely honest with you, uh,
Mm-hmm.
I started spending my time at those mutual aid homeless shelters, but they do more than just house people. They're also like giving out food. They're also like giving rides to people, just mutual aid things, classic.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah.
and I did also try working at a library once. That was not, I can't do that. But as of late, I've been slacking in the community department. So we're trying to make up for it in the academic department.
Yeah. I mean, we are all doing the best we can, and I think it's important to remember that like you are working full time and going to school and creating content is important, right? Like just in the way our society is right now, like so many people are online, so many people are watching these videos and reading the things that you write. So, maybe you're not like exactly in the community doing mutual aid at the moment because you have other priorities, but that doesn't mean that you're not doing anything, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
terms of marketing for communism, I'm doing great.
Hell yeah. Yes.
But
Making it look good.
I do my damnedest.
And you do live stream every day, right? Or almost every day?
Every day unless something like really serious is going on. I think I've
Yeah.
taken maybe 3 days off in the past like 4 or 5 months. So it's almost every day.
Yeah. It's at a certain time, right? When is it?
8:30.
AM.
Yes, ma'am. 9 o'clock
Central,
if I'm
right?
running late. Uh yeah, yes, Central.
we gotta say that time zone, All
Yes.
right. And you do that for about an hour?
Give or take. At the very least 30 minutes, max like 2 hours, but we try to shoot for
Wow.
like an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, good work with
Thank
that. Yeah. So okay, so we talked about your studies a little bit, but like, one day when you're out of school, what is your big picture? And you don't have to have anything specific. What do you want to be when you grow up? But like,
I
um,
love this question.
okay. So like, what do you want to do with your studies? Like, how do you want to impact the world other than the things that you're currently doing?
I would love to be a writer.
Yes.
But obviously writing takes a long time, specifically long form writing, like novels, actual studies. But being a writer, but I would also love to be a professor. But I
Ooh.
also probably wouldn't, given, like you said, that I'd have to teach bourgeois philosophy and bourgeois economics, which is obnoxious. Or to just be, I don't necessarily want to be a public figure, but I just like spreading information, and I love like
Hmm.
discussing things with people, and any way that I could do that and make money from it would be freaking awesome.
Yeah. I do think that there are Marxist professors. I know that the far right thinks that every college professor is a Marxist, which we obviously know isn't true.
I
But it's
wish.
funny. Yeah, I know. I my partner was actually introduced. Oh, I was scrolling yesterday, and a clip of Yellow Parenti popped up. And he was immediately like, "What is this? This like?" And listened to it, and I go, do you want to watch the whole speech? And so we sat down last night and I showed him the entirety of the Yellow Parenti speech.
I don't even think I
Which
know what you're talking about. I'd hate to out myself as ignorant, but I'm not sure I know what you're referring to.
I will also link that in the show notes and I'll send it to you directly.
Please do.
Um, you
You
know who
seem
Michael
very excited
Parenti?
about it.
Yeah. So Michael Parenti, he is still alive. He was a professor, a historian, um, big in the like 80s and 90s.
Michael
And there
Parenti.
are, yes, that guy.
Okay,
Yeah, him.
just making sure.
Um, hmm so there are videos of some of his lectures on YouTube, and
Okay.
the big one that's great, where he talks about imperialism and how capitalism is imperialism, and it's brilliant, and there's a lot of like really good one-liners in there. But like the footage is shitty, and it's just yellow, so they call that the Yellow
Yellow
Parenti.
Parenti. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
you showed this to your partner.
Yes, and it was great. I was happy to watch it again, and he, I think, got a lot out of it. But what I was saying is, Parenti was a professor, so there are Marxist professors. They're just few and far between, and probably only at like very specific colleges around the country. But I guess I was saying that that's you could be the next Parenti.
I would love to be the next Parenti. I don't like to say I have idols, but he's definitely up there for sure. Um,
Yeah, I
and
think it's okay to
Chomsky.
look up to people.
Yes, in terms of writing, like I love, they're two of my favorite writers, up there with like Rosa Luxemburg. If Carl,
Nice. Yeah, you're. I've watched a lot of your videos. You do create a lot of content. And it's very obvious that you're very well read. And that you have a good understanding of theory. And you do it without being overly academic about it, which I think is really helpful, especially to like younger people that are trying to get into this line of thinking. I can hear you. There's like a delay between the video and the sound, but I can hear you.
okay, it said mic connection lost, restart. I was like, okay, whatever. All right, but if
I
you can
can
hear
hear
me,
you.
we're good. We're good. Okay.
Yeah, I think it should be all right. Let me second here. Yeah, it should be. We'll make sure it's okay. I don't understand this app either. I am bad at technology. Like, I'm not a boomer, but I'm like a boomer with technology.
I mean, honestly, since like 2020, I've lost touch with it too. AI has made
Yeah,
everything. I don't know what's going on. I really don't, like. I don't.
yeah.
We can talk about that later if you want to. That's a whole different conversation.
It's a whole nother beast. Yes. I'd rather keep talking about art
Me
instead.
too. That's a much better topic.
Yes. So yeah, so let's see. Studies, goals, big picture stuff. Is there anything that you really wanted to get out there while we're on this call right now? Anything that you're working on that you want to talk about, or anything that you find to be really important that we should be discussing?
Absolutely. I have two things that I'm working on that I'd really like to express to the world. First is that
Yes.
gender, sex, and social constructs video essay. I
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud of the writing, and I'm very proud of the plan for the recording and the set design and stuff. We'll see how that turns out, though. Either way, it's going to be good. You should wait for that. And I also have a song called Detention, talking about the private prison system coming out soon. I don't have a date for either of these things, but the song sooner than the video. That's all.
Okay. Man, I was going to ask if we could play that song, but I guess it's not ready yet.
Not entirely. Not entirely. Almost. We're close.
Okay. Next time we'll play it. Awesome. Okay, those are good things. You know,
I would love it next time. Anyway.
I was gonna ask, because you are very well read, and I guess we did already touch on it. We talked about principles and wage labor. Do you have any recommendations? Not just like books, but maybe like artists that you think people should look into, whether it's like visual media or music or things that you think that can help people along their radicalization, people, other creators other than you that are using, you know, art as a weapon, if you will.
Right. I don't really have a lot of music to recommend, strangely enough. But in terms of books, for beginners, again, I would say like Wage Labor Capital, Principles. Rosa Luxemburg's stuff is pretty readable. Anything. Okay, Southern accent. Anything by Noam Chomsky is really good. Michael Parenti, like you said. Specifically, this just came to mind, about the DPRK. There's a free documentary on YouTube called The Loyal Citizens of Pyongyang. Very, very good stuff there. Discusses the Korean War. There's also, if you probably could link my link tree in the show notes or something. I can do that. I have in there 3 resource documents. One for resources to research Palestine, one for resources to research the DPRK, and then one of them is just a list of sources that are not connected to the USAGM or other American Western propaganda wings. Really useful stuff.
Okay, yeah, very cool. I've heard other people talk about that YouTube documentary about Pyongyang. I have not watched it yet. Have you watched the whole thing?
I have not watched the whole thing. I've watched bits and pieces of it. Most of it's about the Korean War. I'm guessing from what I've gathered. That's like the big gist of it. I'm gonna be honest. That's all I really know about it. But I had multiple people recommend it to me, and so I'm going to spread that along. And from what I've seen, it is good.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of short clips as well that look great. And it's one of those things when you scroll and you're like, oh, that's really cool. And then it leaves your brain because you go back to work and you forget it. And I think that is a good point, is that like so many of us try to do everything, right? And you don't have to. That there are a lot of us. And it's important to remember that, is that, you know, we can have our own little niche, and you can create the things that you're good at creating, and you can share the information that you understand the best, and not one person has to memorize all of Marx.
That's what I was just going to say. If everyone had to read Das Kapital for a revolution to happen, we would never have any revolution ever at all. Like,
ever.
No, the basics are easy to understand. I always say, like, Marxism or communism is one of the 2 types of secrets, right? The first is things that you can figure out, like just basic factual things, like the troops will rise or will attack at dawn or some shit, right? You can't really figure that out, and at dawn tomorrow it won't matter because they will have already done it. But the second type of secret is much more sinister. Think nuclear power. You have to keep it hidden forever, and technically your enemy could figure it out on their own. And I feel like Marxism is the same. You could burn every piece of Marxist literature in existence, and we could be living on Mars, and people could look around and be like, why is his tent bigger than mine and he doesn't work, but I do? Like, these things, you can come to these conclusions without actually having to read anything, but it is a lot easier when you're guided through it.
That is a brilliant point. And I think it comes around to the fact that it's the way we think of like historical materialism, right? And
Yeah,
the way that things evolve from other things, and that these things are always connected, and when something reaches a tipping point, it turns into the next thing. And yeah, even if if you burned every single fucking one of these books, universal truths still exist,
exactly.
and these things will continue to happen. But you're damn right, it's a lot easier when we have Lenin to guide us.
Yes, I mean, so
A
long
lot
as there's
easier.
class contradiction, there will be some form of class consciousness growing. Like, you can't oppress people for so long and then not notice at some point. You know, it's not possible.
Mm-hmm. It's not possible.
And history
They
shows
sure
time
try
and time
though.
again.
Yes, they sure do try though. And they've done a damn good job of it here in
Yeah,
the
it
U.S.
it almost feels like they've refined it each time.
Yeah, perfected it almost. But not quite, because you're right. People aren't blind and stupid, right? Like, we know
Yeah.
what's happening around us.
And I've seen a lot of like
Brilliant.
really promising stuff lately too with the Luigi situation in regards to like capitalism and class consciousness, and then
Mm-hmm.
Palestine is really bringing a lot of people's attention to imperialism and colonialism,
Mm-hmm.
which is really good. Yeah, I just wanted to point out that I'm seeing a lot of progress with the younger generation, my people.
Your people. How old are you? You're
Oh,
young, right?
22. I will be turning 23 the 27th of July, so this month.
Oh, well, happy
About a
early
week.
birthday.
Thank you.
They say nobody likes you when you're 23.
I
Um,
have heard that, but to be fair, not very many people like me now, so it can't. It'll be fine.
so it's fine. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
I didn't realize you were so young. That's amazing. I love to see the younger folks
How
reading
old
these
do you
things,
think I was?
and
I'm curious. I usually get like 25.
so my guess of your age has nothing to do with the way you look, but it's
Oh,
just the way you present yourself and your knowledge. I thought you were around 30.
period. No, I love that. That makes me feel so good. Oh, you should know that. I'm not going to be able to be humble for like 3 days now. I'm going to be
Good, you shouldn't.
period.
Shake the hair, shake the hair. Yes. Yeah. But no, but the fact that you are a little bit younger, I mean that the kids are all right, like
Yes,
um,
absolutely. Well,
a
some of
lot
them.
of I mean, we're all we are Americans, so like it's a
Mm,
struggle. We're working through it for sure. Um, Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? The overarching theme of art as a weapon. Any advice you have for people that are trying to get into creating propaganda and using art as a way to, push ideas.
absolutely. In terms of writing, I can give really good advice on that. Imagery is everything. Imagery is probably the easiest way that I've found to express emotion. And
Mm.
if you can work imagery and metaphor together, like a metaphor that's extremely visceral, um, it is so easy to put. Not easy, but like once you get the metaphor and you have a way to verbalize it, um, in a very descriptive manner, it's very persuasive and, uh, like I said, visceral almost. Um, and also, like, you don't always have to write from pain. You can write. It is a lot easier, in my opinion, because it it really flows out of me when I'm upset
Mm.
about something. But also, it's important. I heard someone on TikTok say this. Damn, I wish I could think of his but he said someone has to bring snacks to the AA meeting. And I feel like that's like a beautiful way to put it. Like there has to be a little bit of joy. Um,
Yes.
yeah, and that's my advice for that.
That's it. Beautiful. That made me think of, where am I at? Do. Here we go. Rafat. I'm bad at saying Arabic words. Rafat Al Rayer, the writer from Gaza, he was killed in December of 23 by the IOF. But a lot of his writing very hopeful. I mean, and living under occupation
Right.
where I feel like it's easy to fall into doomerism, but like
100.
so much of his stuff is so hopeful and beautiful, and having that knowledge that like it won't always be like this, right?
That's so inspiring. It's so inspiring, and it truly, it's, I don't even know how to express my level of just anger, and to know that somebody experiencing it firsthand has the ability to be hopeful. It makes me more hopeful, which is so crazy that it's that way around, like, but it's, my blood boils every day, and I think about it every single day when I'm referring to the genocide in Palestine, obviously. Um, but I literally, a lot of the times, I just can't stop thinking about it. And me thinking about it every second of every day would not even come close to being comparable to living it. And so I can't imagine being able to have a level of hope in a situation like that. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah. I think it really is true that like Palestine has inspired the world,
Absolutely.
and given a lot of people hope. I know a lot of people that have reverted to Islam because of the hope that it gives to Palestine,
I
and they're
love
like, there's got to be something to this because it keeps people going in a way that, and I not to like disparage other religion. I'm not religious at all. But I know that you think.
Thanks for maybe different.
Well,
Maybe.
there's your pretty face. All right.
I don't know why I just said goodness. Okay.
No worries. I'm just gonna cut all of that. Ain't no thing. I mean, we're getting close to the end anyway. So let's see. We were just talking about art as a weapon, right? That's the whole thing here.
Also, for anyone watching, we just cut out, and so that's why I don't have the green screen anymore. Continue.
Yeah, that's why it looks different. All of a sudden, you're in a real kitchen.
Exactly.
Still gorgeous, though. Okay. Well, we can go ahead and start bringing this to a close. If there's anything else, we were talking about, you said imagery is everything, the use of metaphor, being so important in your writing, and that, the beautiful thing you said is that you don't always have to write from pain, right?
Absolutely.
And that's what we started talking about, Gaza and poetry and things being hopeful as well. And I think that is a really good point. You said it's easier to write from pain, and I agree with that. A lot of times, deep emotion, specifically the tougher ones,
Right.
can be easier to deal with and easier to express ourselves through maybe something that's more like poetry or music than, I don't know, just talk therapy or whatever. Um, but that it is, not only is it like okay to be hopeful, but I would say that it is
Necessary.
necessary. Yes, exactly. It's specifically like to our movement, and that we can't just be stuck in doomerism, which is easy to be because like shit's not
Absolutely.
great around us.
You have to find the balance between understanding the severity of the situation without falling into doomerism. Like you said, you have to be able to hold both at the same time, which is really rough. And it's insane to see people being able to do it in insane situations. And it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And I think it's something that you've been able to do really well, through your content and your art. And it's something I appreciate about you.
Thank you.
So yeah, of course. Let's go ahead and just bring this to a conclusion. If there's anything else you wanted to say or talk about, let's do that now, and then end with another plug for how people can find you.
Absolutely. I don't necessarily really have anything to say. Just say something nice to somebody do something nice for somebody, get active in your community in any way you can. read.
Mm.
Other than that, I mean, I don't really have much.
Awesome. And then one more time, just drop your plugs, your social media, where people can find the things that you create.
Absolutely. As I said before, you could just search my name on pretty much any social media app, and I'll be like one of the first ones to come up. Except Twitter. I do not have a Twitter. I don't think I said that earlier, but
Good for
I
you. Good for you.
I was just gonna say I feel so privileged to have never had Twitter. I didn't like delete it. I never had it. Anyway, yeah, you just search my name anywhere. Substack, YouTube. My music specifically is anywhere. It's on like 52 different platforms.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple to find me, to be honest with you.
Awesome.
If you just Google my name, everything comes up.
Beautiful. Beautiful. For better or worse, right?
I was just going to say, it's probably not necessarily a good thing. CIA.
And I will also throw your link tree in the show notes. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you to all the listeners. Cheers, y'all.
Toodles.